Well, hello, Faith Church family, and those who are checking out Faith Church. This is our weekend preview video, and the intent of the video is just to talk a little bit about what we'll be looking at this Sunday, and to help you prepare yourself for what will be coming your way at 8:30 down in our remodeled sanctuary, or at 10:45 here in the theater. Well, a couple things stand out. One is I'm sitting in your seat, and I want to talk with you about what you'll be experiencing this next weekend, rather. First of all, as you know, we had a great set of weekend services, actually 3 of them for Easter. And then last week we jumped feet first into our new series called The Quest, Seeking Purpose in the Human Story. If you didn't join us for that, you can go to our website, myfaithchurch.org. The bottom of the first page there has the link for listening online. You can go listen online. I will warn you, there is a 20-second gap to start the teaching. And just to give you a heads up on that. But I would encourage you to catch that, because what we did is we talked about some concepts with the creation. And what we're going to be doing is working through this series, going through some of the high points and the low points of the scriptures from Genesis toward the end of the New Testament. It's going to be a longer series, but I can promise you this. What you'll walk away with are some handles for you as you think of the scriptures and you think of life. We use this idea of binocular vision. We shared some illustrations from that last week. And the idea that you need 2 eyes, not just in case you lose one, but they give you all sorts of benefits. And one of those benefits is the idea that you see with 2 different perspectives slightly. And that allows your mind to put those together and create depth perception. Without seeing with binocular vision, with 2 sets of eyes, what happens is you lose the ability to sense depth. And we use that to look at the scriptures a little bit. And God has given us 2 lenses of the scriptures to which to look. Not the Old Testament and New Testament, but 2 very important themes or concepts. The first one we looked at last week was the idea of relationship. We even introduced the idea of covenant relationship, a very special, unique relationship that God invites us into. And so this week we move from relationship to the second of the 2 concepts you need to understand as you look at the scriptures. To be prepared, I would ask you to read Genesis chapter 2 and begin just to think through a little bit about life. Genesis chapter 1 focuses on the 6 days of creation, and Genesis chapter 2 opens with God resting on the 7th day, but then goes back and looks at the 6th day and gives more amplification to the creation of Adam and Eve. And while we looked at the concept of relationship last week, we're going to look at this idea of challenge or responsibility that God calls us to as those who have been given the mantle of children of God to oversee and have leadership and even the word dominion over creation. I promise you, through the teaching of last week and this week, as well as the rest of this series called The Quest, you're going to walk away with some very important things that you will now understand. It will help you make sense of the scriptures better and of life. And so I'd encourage you to join us. Again, 8:30 in our remodeled sanctuary, or 10:45 here in this room that we call the theater. We're looking forward to a great weekend, and we will see you then.